news tonight. Ekiti government honors former Governor Fayemi's outstanding contributions to state development. PDP faction submits Jonathan's name to the Independent National Electoral Commission as presidential candidate. Plus, correspondent examines side hustle culture among students. We are glad to have you join us on NTA Ado Ekiti News tonight. My name is Olukemi Sonny. A building named after the immediate past governor in Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, tagged Kayode Fayemi Lodge, has been inaugurated. Governor Biodun Oyebanji, during the inauguration, said the gesture is a mark of honor and recognition of the former governor's contributions to the development of Ekiti State. Kehinde Durodola has details.
In recognition of former Governor Kayode Fayemi's selfless service for Ekiti people and Nigeria as a whole, an edifice built by Governor Biodun Oyebanji-led administration is named after him. The former governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, and his wife, Irelubisi Fayemi, were joined by dignitaries including religious leaders, political appointees, top government officials, and well-wishers to inaugurate the building.
And commissioned today, July 31st, 2026, by my humble self, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, former governor of Ekiti State, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022.
Governor Biodun Oyebanji described the gesture as a mark of honor for the former governor who had contributed so much for the development of the state. The governor explained that the initiative underscored his administration's commitment to completing and delivering all projects initiated by his administration for public use in line with his shared prosperity agenda, stressing that the building will help to accommodate investors who are willing to do business in the state.
It's part of the infrastructure. It's not a mere building. It's part of the infrastructure to drive a shared prosperity. Because the second term of the administration will be devoted to supporting businesses to ensure that we create an atmosphere that drives productivity. Because it's only when an economy is productive that wealth can be created.
Former Governor Kayode Fayemi appreciated the governor for the honor, saying the gesture will encourage whoever finds himself as a leader to serve with heart and might. He thanked him for keeping to the development plans, which has now put Ekiti State on the map of the world in terms of infrastructural development. While thanking the Ekiti people for their support for the re-election of the governor, Fayemi assured them that the governor will reciprocate the gesture during his second term.
Development is a permanent enterprise. Nation building is a continuous responsibility, and our governor is not tired. Our governor is still committed. Our governor will continue to serve Ekiti with the same resolute support that the people are giving us. Hard work is more work, and is ready and fitting to do that work. I want to thank Governor Oyebanji for this honor, and I want to thank Ekiti in general for their continued support to our party, to our government, and to the development and growth of our state.
There were goodwill messages from the dignitaries at the event. The 10 challenge buildings are equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. In Ado Ekiti, Kehinde Durodola, NTA News.
A faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, led by Kabiru Turaki, has announced the submission of the name of former President Goodluck Jonathan as its presidential candidate for the 2027 general election to the Independent National Electoral Commission, despite an ongoing leadership dispute within the opposition party. This disclosure was at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
To manage the affairs of the party.
The interim national publicity secretary of the PDP, William Enobong, flanked by some other interim national working committee members. The factional leadership said it had manually submitted former President Goodluck Jonathan's name alongside those of governorship, National Assembly, and State Assembly candidates to the Independent National Electoral Commission in compliance with the Electoral Act 2026.
receipt of which has been duly acknowledged by INEC. As part of the electoral timetable, INEC will soon publish the names of candidates sponsored by political parties.
Should the electoral management body INEC publish names other than those submitted by the Turaki-led Interim National Working Committee, the factional PDP urged its candidates, members and supporters not to despair, as it is poised to exhaust in every constitutional, legal and democratic avenue. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
With the rising cost of living and increasing financial demands, many students are taking up side hustles to support themselves while pursuing their education. In this report, Bunmi Adeomi examines how students can strike a balance between academic pursuits, businesses, and other side hustle. The report.
The rising cost of education and everyday living has compelled many students to engage in various income-generating activities alongside their studies. From fashion designing and hairdressing to online businesses, photography, baking, freelancing, and other entrepreneurial activities, students are exploring different opportunities to earn a living while working towards their academic goals. Although these ventures provide financial support, promote self-reliance, and help students to develop entrepreneurial skills, they also come with their own challenges. Many students admit that combining lectures, assignments, examinations, and business activities demand effective time management, discipline, and commitment.
I have time for business and I also have time for schooling. And I've been managing since I've been a little girl. It's time I focus on school. When I have lecture in the morning, I will go and come back to my work in the afternoon.
Some parents who acknowledge the importance of side hustles in helping students becoming financially responsible maintained that education must remain the top priority while managing their time wisely for academic performance.
Education on its own is one thing, but having a skill is another thing. The two can be married together. It's only that you have to prioritize your time.
The situation of our economy today has made most of these students start hustling here and there in order to be able to cope, feed themselves and the likes. But to me, I think it does not really affect because I did the same while I was in school.
Stakeholders believe that with proper planning, determination, and the support of their family, it is important to balance academic responsibilities with business activities successfully. In Ado-Ekiti, Bunmi Adeomi, NTA News.
The newly appointed Registrar and Chief Executive of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Segun Aina, assumes duty with a pledge to consolidate on the achievements of his predecessor, Professor Ishaq Oloyede. Olayinka Ojo has details.
It is a new dawn for the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, as a core member who served about 20 years ago at JAMB is now the registrar of the board. He is no other than Professor Segun Aina, who says he will build on the good works of his predecessor, who digitized the board admission process, bringing fairness, equity, integrity, and transparency to the system. He added that the credibility of any institution rests on strong values, effective systems, and strategic partnerships.
Our approach is going to be methodical. We're going to listen more, observe more, interrogate the systems more as they exist, and try to methodically walk through consolidating the gains that have been made and slowly building upon them.
Making reference to his 5 cardinal principles of welfare, discipline, technology, transparency, and networking, the former registrar of JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, expresses confidence in the ability of his successor to sustain and improve on the board's achievements. He noted that institutional development is a continuous process, and every achievement provides the foundation for greater progress.
This is why discipline is incontestable as a cardinal principle of JAMB operation, and that accounts for the well-known remittances of scores of billions in operational surpluses to the government treasury.
Professor Segun Aina is a Nigerian computer engineer, entrepreneur, and public administrator. He assumes office as the 6th Registrar and Chief Executive of JAMB following his appointment in 2026 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
And from the Jumat, the need for Muslims to prepare for their final abode by being righteous and God-fearing has been emphasized. This was the Jumat sermon of Imam Abdullah Abdul Muttalib at the Ansaruddin Central Mosque, Odotu, Ado-Ekiti. Ayodeji Ogunshaki has details.
Imam Abdul Muttalib, whose message dwelt on the need for people to prepare for their last abode and where they will account before Almighty Allah, said it is necessary for Muslims to reshape their ways of life and distance themselves from the antics of Shaitan that could make them face the wrath of Almighty Allah. The Imam emphasized the importance of spiritual readiness and obedience to the teachings of Islam, urged worshippers to embrace honesty, humility, kindness, and devotion to Allah. He said they should always remember that worldly possessions are temporary, while the hereafter is eternal, making it essential for every Muslim to prioritize good deeds. Imam Abdul Muttalib, who reminded the congregation that attaining certain age in life requires the grace of Allah, hence the need to always project a journey by doing what God commands, seeking forgiveness regularly, remain steadfast in prayer, and uphold moral values in their daily lives.
Our message for to the Muslim Ummah and to the mankind in general is for us to assess ourselves. Why? The years, the time we have spent on this earth, we should look at it and assess ourselves. Have we done? I mean, is the good deeds are more than bad one. So if not, we should use the rest of our life to move closer to God, to follow His commandment, to obey Him, and to worship Him accordingly, and to be kind to the mankind, so that we will have a good reward at the end. So this is our message to us, for us to assess, everybody to assess ourselves before we be assessed before Almighty Allah.
With prayers for Muslim Ummah, the Imam led the congregation in the Jumat Fakas prayers, climaxing today's Jumat service. From the AUD Central Mosque to Ado-Ekiti, Ayodeji Ogunshaki, NTA News.
And up next is the translation of the news in Yoruba language. We urge you to stay tuned.
Before my family can go one week without drama, 1 week on wahala, mama, brother, papa, before. Any beef supposed to inside photo.
Maggi Star is crafted from fermented soybeans, onions, chili flavor, and cloves in a way only Maggi knows.
Maggi
Star, making every meal special and special moments unforgettable.
Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ṣàyẹ̀sí ipa mọ́nìgbàgbé gómìnà àná Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí sí ìdàgbàsókè ètò ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Ẹ̀ka kan nínú ẹgbẹ́ PDP fi orúkọ ààrẹ àná Goodluck Ebele Jonathan sílẹ̀ fún àjọ elétò ìdìbò fún ọmọ òye nínú ẹgbẹ́ PDP nínú ìdíje gbogbogbò ti ọdún 2027. Bákan náà, àwọn akọ̀ròyìn wá ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò wíwá nǹkan ṣe láàrin àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti bí wọ́n ṣe ń kópa lórí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Àkùṣẹ́ látàárọ̀, ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ la mú wá fún yín. Joshua Situ lórúkọ mi. Ilé kan tí wọ́n fi sọrí gómìnà àná nípínlẹ̀ yìí Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí tí wọ́n pe orúkọ rẹ̀ ní Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí Lodge ni wọ́n ti ṣí nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣí ilé náà. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé eléyìí jẹ́ àmì àyẹ́sí àti ìkánikún àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí gómìnà àná ti ṣe lórí ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Akọ̀ròyìn wa wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀já gbọ̀n kan tó mú bọ̀ látàn.
Mímọ lílo ipa takuntakun tí gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àwọn Ifáyẹmí sà fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àtọ́lẹ̀dẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀. Wọ́n kọ́ ilé àwòyanu látọwọ́ gómìnà Bíọ́dún Ìbánjí léyìí tí wọ́n fi sọ orúkọ rẹ̀. Gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ọ̀hún ọ̀mọ̀wé Káàdì Fáyẹmí ìyàwó rẹ̀ Elúbísí Fáyẹmí ní àwọn èèyàn jankan-jankan lẹ́ka ẹ̀sìn, àwọn olóṣèlú, àwọn akọ̀rọ̀rà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba àti àwọn afẹ́nifẹ́re gbogbo darapọ̀ mọ́ láti ṣe àfilọ́lẹ̀ ilé náà. Gómìnà Bíọ́dún Ìbánjí júwe ọwọ́ ìfẹ́ ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlàkàkà àti bu ọlá fún gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún ipa tó ti kó fún ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Gómìnà náà ló ṣàlàyé pé àgbékalẹ̀ ètò náà ló jẹ́ píparí àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ tí yóò ti wà lọ́wọ́ ìjọba rẹ̀ fún lílò níbàámu pẹ̀lú pípín ọ̀rọ̀ kó kárí tó sì tẹ̀pẹ́ lọ́mọ wípé ilé náà ní yóò ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti lè máa gba àlejò àwọn àdáléeṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ tí ó bá ní lérò àti wá ṣe òwò nípìnlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí náà Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí wọ́n rírì gómìnà fún ọlá tí wọ́n fi dára tí yóò sì ní yóò ṣe kóríyá fún àwọn aṣáájú láti lè máa sìn tọkàntọkàn. Ó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà fún bí ó ṣe ń tẹ̀lé àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìdàgbàsókè léyìí tí ó ti mú kí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí kó wà nínú àtẹ àgbáyé lọ́dọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè àwọn amáyédẹrùn. Nígbà tó ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì fún àtìlẹ́yìn tí wọ́n fi yan gómìnà sípò lẹ́ẹ̀kejì, ó fi dá wọn lójú wípé gómìnà ọ̀hún ni kò ní já wọn nítàn mọ́ nígbà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sáà kejì. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kú rere ló wáyé láti ẹnu àwọn èèyàn jankan-jankan níbi ètò náà. Ilé olójú mẹ́wàá ọ̀hún ni ó kún fún àwọn ohun èlò ìgbàlódé. Kẹ́hìndé Dúródọlá ló jábọ̀ ròyìn.
Àwọn agbọ̀n kan tó ń tẹ̀lé Kàbírù Túrákì nínú ẹgbẹ́ PDP ni wọ́n ti kéde ààrẹ àná Goodluck Ebele Jonathan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọoyè wọn fún ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò nínú ètò ìdìbò ààrẹ tí ọdún 2027 tí yóò wáyé fún àjọ elétò ìdìbò pẹ̀lú gbọ́nmisí omi òtó tó ń lọ láàrin ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún. Eléyìí ló wáyé nínú ìpàdé àwọn oníròyìn eléyìí tó wáyé nílùú Àbújá. Alukoro ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún sọ lálàyé wípé gbogbo ọ̀nà ni àwọn yóò gbà láti rí wípé òfin ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe yẹ kí káwọn lè bá ní ọmọye nínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ ọ̀hún nínú ọdún 2027. Bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí tí gbogbo nǹkan ń gbẹ́nu sókè ní gbogbo ìgbà tó ń gbówó lórí tí ètò ìṣúná sì ń peléke sí i, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni wọ́n ti ń wá nǹkan kún iṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn pẹ̀lú bí gbogbo ẹ̀sìn rí. Nínú ìwádìí yìí, akọ̀ròyìn wa obìnrin Adéwùmí ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò bí wọ́n ṣe ń dọ́gbọ́n sí i pẹ̀lú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti nǹkan tí wọ́n wá ṣe láti kún ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn lásìkò yìí. Ìjágbọ̀kùnrin rẹ̀ látòkè lọ́hùn.
Ìgbé ayé tó ń gbówó lórí sí i pẹ̀lú owó ìnáwó ẹ̀kọ́ tó ń pọ̀ sí i ti mú àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe onírúurú ìṣòwò láti máa rí owó wọlé lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan pẹ̀lú ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn. Láti iṣẹ́ aṣọ rírán, ìṣerun níyọ̀yọ̀, káràkátà lórí ayélujára, fótò yíyà àti àwọn iṣẹ́ owó míì, ọ̀pọ̀ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ń wá ọ̀nà láti máa ní oríṣiríṣi orísun owó nígbà tí wọ́n sì tún ń lépa ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ń ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti lè dá dúró nípa owó, ó sì ń kọ́ wọn ní ọgbọ́n iṣẹ́ àti níní ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé nínú ara wọn. Wọ́n tún ní àwọn ìpèníjà ní ṣíṣe èyí. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sọ pé pípapọ̀ kíláàsì, iṣẹ́ ilé, ìdánwò àti iṣẹ́ owó tàbí nílò ìṣètò àkókò tó péye, ìfaradà àti ìfarajì.
Àkókò ọjà yàtọ̀ sí àkókò school and time to study ó yàtọ̀ sí àkókò tí mo fẹ́ fi pa owó fún school àti kí n fi ran màmá mi àti bàbá mi lọ́wọ́. Tí mo bá ní kíláàsì ní àárọ̀, kì í ṣe gbogbo ìgbà náà la máa ní lecture. Ìjọ́ tí mo bá ní kíláàsì láàárọ̀, mo máa lọ sí kíláàsì. Tí mo bá ti dé lọ́sàn-án, mo máa bọ́ sí ìdíṣẹ́ mi. Iṣẹ́ caterer tí mo dẹ̀ ń ṣe, tí mo bá níṣẹ́ ní weekend, tí mo réyàn tó pè mí síṣẹ́, mo máa lọ bá wọn ṣe ní weekend àbí anytime tí kò dẹ̀ pa ẹ̀kọ́ mi lára.
Àwọn òbí kan tí wọ́n bá ìkọ̀ròyìn wa sọ̀rọ̀ gbàgbọ́ pé iṣẹ́ owó ran àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́wọ́ láti di ẹni tó ní ojúṣe nípa ìṣúná ara wọn. Síbẹ̀ wọ́n tẹnumọ́ pé ẹ̀kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ohun àkọ́kọ́. Wọ́n sì tún gba àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ níyànjú láti máa ṣètò àkókò wọn dáadáa kí iṣẹ́ owó má bàa jẹ wọ́n lógún ju ẹ̀kọ́ wọn lọ.
Ojú àti mú ni kò ṣòro gbé sáré. Tọ́mọ bá ń kàwé kò ní kó má kọ́ṣẹ́. Á fún láwọn àkókò ni. Ṣé mọ̀ pé téèyàn bá ti lo àkókò ẹ̀ fún nǹkan tó dára kò ní lọ́jọ́ yẹn gbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́. Ó lè máa kàwé kó wá sí ìgboro kó lóun ṣe káràkátà. Àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó wà níbí wọ̀nyí wọ́n ra nǹkan bẹ̀ tán tó ń ta fáwọn ẹgbẹ́ wọn tí ò bá ní táìmù.
Bí orílẹ̀-èdè wa ṣe rí nsìn òun ló ṣe jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ láti pé kó lè rọ̀ wọ́n lọ́rùn náà. So mo rí pé kò pa ìkan kò pa kan lára. Tó bá ṣe pé ọmọ tó ṣe takuntakun tó dẹ̀ lè ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa ni ó lè máa ṣiṣẹ́ kó máa ṣòwò kó dẹ̀ máa kàwé. Torí pé èmi náà ìgbà tí mo wà ní ilé ìwé méjèèjì náà ni mo ṣe láti fi ran ara mi lọ́wọ́. Mo dẹ̀ ṣe tán láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, mo dẹ̀ ṣe dáadáa.
Àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbogbo gbàgbọ́ pé ìṣètò tó dára, ìfarajì àti ìlẹ́yìn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹbí ó ṣeé ṣe kí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lè ṣàkóso ẹ̀kọ́ wọn àti ìṣòro wọn ní ọ̀nà tó máa mú àṣeyọrí dé bá ìgbésí ayé wọn. Ní ìlú Adó Èkìtì, Bùnmi Adéwùmí ló ń jábọ̀ ìròyìn.
Gàgbà àjọ tó mójútó ìdánwò àṣewọlé sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga nílẹ̀ yìí tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yàn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ṣẹ́gun Àìná ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ní wàràǹṣeṣà pẹ̀lú ìlérí láti mọlé àwọn àṣeyọrí ẹni tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀. Èyí ni ọ̀gbẹ́ni Isaac Olóyèdé ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé òun yóò gùnlé àwọn iṣẹ́ rere ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Olóyèdé eléyìí tó sọ ìforúkọsílẹ̀ di orí ayélujára eléyìí tó ti mú àpọ́nlé tó gàgàrà wọlé fún àjọ ọ̀hún. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Isaac Olóyèdé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tiẹ̀ sọ wípé ìdàgbàsókè iléeṣẹ́ jẹ́ ohun tó máa ń lọ síwájú tàbí gbéra sọ wẹ́rẹ́ pẹ̀lú àlàyé wípé àṣeyọrí kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìlọsíwájú pẹ̀lú ìtọ́kasí àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ márùn-ún ìjọba rẹ̀ bíi ìtọ́jú òṣìṣẹ́, ìkóra ẹni níjàánu, èlò irinṣẹ́ àti àṣehàn. Ó wá fọwọ́ sọ̀yà wípé ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ṣẹ́gun Àìná ni yóò ṣe àṣeyọrí lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n gbé fún un. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ṣẹ́gun Àìná jẹ́ onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ orí ayélujára ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀gá àgbà kẹfà nínú àjọ ọ̀hún látàrí ìyànsípò rẹ̀ láti ọwọ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lọ́dún yìí. Ìdí láti máa múra sílẹ̀ nígbà gbogbo fún ibi tí à ń rè nípasẹ̀ òtítọ́ àti ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ní kókó útúbà tòní. Eléyìí ló jáde nínú útúbà ìrun olópò méjì eléyìí tó wáyé ní ìjọ Ansarudeen láti ọ̀dọ̀ oníwàásí Abdullahi Abdulmutalib ní mọ́sálásí Odòtù nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Ayọ̀dèjì Ògúnṣàkín ló wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀já gbẹ́kùnrin rẹ̀ látò.
Imam Abdultalib nínú wáàsí rẹ̀ ni ó ṣàlàyé wípé ó ṣe pàtàkì fún àwọn èèyàn láti máa gbáradì fún ayérayé níbi tí wọn yóò ti jíyìn iṣẹ́ wọn níwájú Allah. Ó sọ wípé àwọn mùsùlùmí ni wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbé ìgbé ayé mímọ́ kí wọ́n yàgò fún àrékérekè Sátánì tí ó lè mú kí wọ́n kojú ìbínú Ọlọ́run. Ìmáàmù ń ṣàtẹnumọ́ wípé ó ṣe pàtàkì fún wọn láti gbáradì lọ́rọ̀ tẹ̀mí wọ́n sì máa gbìyànjú sí ìkọ́ni Islam. Bákan náà ni ó rọ àwọn olùjọ́sìn níyànjú láti jẹ́ olóòótọ́ kí wọ́n máa gbé kí wọ́n jẹ́ onírẹ̀lẹ̀ kí wọ́n jẹ́ onínúure kí wọ́n sì máa tẹ̀lé àṣẹ Allah. Ó sọ wípé kí wọ́n máa rántí wípé ohun ayé fún ìgbà díẹ̀ ni àti wípé ayérayé wà, lẹ́yìn tí ó jẹ́ kí ó ṣe pàtàkì fún gbogbo mùsùlùmí láti máa wo ìwà tọ́tọ́. Imam Abdulmutalib ni ó rán gbogbo jọ̀mọ́ létí wípé oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni fún èèyàn láti dàgbà tí ó sì yẹ kí àwọn èèyàn máa ṣọ́nà fún àlùjọ́nà nípa ṣíṣe ohun tí Ọlọ́run pàṣẹ rẹ̀, kí wọ́n máa bèrè fún ìdáríjì lóòrèkóòrè, kí wọ́n máa gbàdúrà kí wọ́n sì máa wo ìwà ọmọlúàbí nínú ìgbé ayé ojoojúmọ́ wọn. Wọ́n gbàdúrà fún àwọn mùsùlùmí tí ìmáàmù náà sì darí jọ̀mọ́ láti kírun olóko méjì. Táyọ̀ Ṣọ́, ìròyìn ti
ibi náà láti sẹ̀nu lédè síbí nínú ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn wa fún ta lónìí ẹjá tún pàdé lálẹ́ ọ̀la kó tó dálẹ́ ọ̀la tá a tún pàdé ó dàárọ̀ oorun ayọ̀ lásùn.
ìròyìn rẹ̀ ẹ̀wà gbọ́ ẹ̀wà tẹ́tí ẹ̀gbọ́ ìròyìn tó kún régé tí kò lẹ́jà ń bá kọ́ nínú láti iléeṣẹ́ NTA àjọ èkìtì wa ìròyìn ayọ̀ ní tiwa kò pàdé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í lé búlábúlà kọjá létí o ẹ̀mí ti búra kí ẹ gbọ́ ògidì ìròyìn bó bá ṣe rí là ń sọ ìròyìn rẹ̀.
Third quarter is here. NTA Television College Refit Jos invites media practitioners and non-media practitioners to be part of our short